Hi, my name is Heather. Welcome back. I'm going to be doing a demo on starting your painting with Encaustics. What I first like to always do is start off with a nice base of the encaustic medium. Now you want to use this, it's going to kind of act like a primer on your board. So think of it like gessoing your canvas. Let's use a bigger brush here. I like to try to go in one direction for the first layer, and then on the second layer do kind of a cross pattern and go the other way to get a nice good even coat across your whole board. Now, as you can see, it's starting to get very uneven and bubbling a lot, and that's okay, because we're going to fix that in just a minute. Unless, of course, you like that texture, which I tend to be that way. All right, so we have a coat of encaustic medium down right now. I have a few tools that I brought to show you guys. This is my favorite tool. It's the heat spatula. Now, you want to keep this at 200 degrees as well, the same as your palette, and you're going to run this over to create smooth surfaces. Now, I'm going to add a little bit more encaustic medium on here. Even it up a bit. Now you always want to keep it moving. Think of it like you're using an iron. When you're using an iron, you don't want to just kind of press it on one place. Keep it moving, keep it rotating, but move kind of slow. Now, if you don't want to use the iron, we have another tool that you can use, and it's another one of my favorites. Become your best friend since these dry so quickly. And it's the heat gun. Right now I have a nozzle attachment on it, but you don't have to use that. The heat gun is great so that you can keep your paints wet while you're using them. When it heats up well. There we go. As you can see, it's starting to get this nice glaze over it. That's how you know your paints are workable again. So I'm going to come back in and kind of show you . Now, you want to keep your paints nice and wet if you want to add on to them, like if you want to add mixed media or anything like that. But if you're just using more encaustics, you can paint straight on top of the dried pigment or medium. So we're going to get this guy nice and warm again. And we're going to go back in with some more medium, just for fun. So you can see how much easier it goes on the wet as opposed to when it gets a little drier. All right, so we have a nice base of medium paint going on. We're going to come in and let's these are our colors that we used from that basic set. Let's just kind of make some marks on here. We're just going to play around. Now, I will warn you that this can be kind of a daunting process of heating and painting and heating and painting, but it's definitely a lot of fun. Something really cool about this gun is you can use it to move your paints. So it's kind of like painting with a hairdryer almost. And you can create really fun techniques, really fun so of just how you can mess around with it. You can paint on top of the wax, but what I also wanted to show you was how you can use the encaustic medium with your oil paints that you already have. So we have some, let's use this one right here. We have some right here, and I'm going to kind of just drip a little bit of medium into one of these cups. You want to be very careful because all these are very hot. All right. And you put a little bit of your oil paint in there. And this is why I said you want to get a good amount of the medium, because that way you don't need to necessarily buy every single color that you want in the encaustics, because if you already have the oil paint, you can make it yourself. And again, for the stirs, these were the sticks, the ends of the brushes that I was using. So now we have this reddish brown. I just realized I just made a very similar color to the one I already have, but that's okay. But this was just the encaustic medium with an oil paint. And you can choose any color you want to do that with. And I really recommend just kind of playing around with it as far as the proportions. Because this way you actually have a lot more control of, you know, how much pigment you're using, which makes it a lot better. As far as another little toy that we have over here, this is a torch. Probably seen them used in cooking for creme brulee and things like that, but we're going to use it for encaustics here. Pretty much anything that heats up will be helpful to you. So if you really get into this, you're going to start becoming a pack rat and collecting anything metal, pretty much. But we got this on a lower setting, and you can use this in kind of in a similar way as the gun. And again, you're going to look for that glossy surface to come over. And I'm a big fan of moving the paint around and seeing where it goes, and just, or the wax, and just letting it do its own thing kind of, and manipulating it and just having fun. It's almost like airbrushing. And then finally, showing you some metal tools. This is a spatula that we have, and you can use this to carve into your paints. Right. Like I said, you want to keep a paper towel handy. And if you're going to carve into your paints, they're nice and soft now. Something that you can do here that I find really cool is let's take some green oil paint, and I'm going to just squirt this on here. And get a brush. Fill in those cracks. Making a mess out of this brush. All right, well, we'll clean that later. Grab some Turpenoid or any type of paint thinner. And just wipe it off. Might have to go through a couple paper towels with this. So then as you see where I painted, we now have those nice little lines. And that was a good introduction to get you guys started and make your own piece of art. Not to say this one's finished, so check us out at our other videos and learn what else you can do with Encaustics.